married, my husband, he would complain sometimes about my snoring, and you really don't want to be snoring at night.
My husband told me that he was sleeping with a chainsaw because that's what it sounded like when I went to sleep at night. So that was a big problem for us.
My husband of 35 years was leaving the bed in the middle of the night at around 1 or 2 a.m. and going to sleep on the couch. And when I would ask him why he was doing that, he said that I was snoring. Now, can you imagine? So I thought he was lying.
I wasn't even aware I had sleep apnea. I knew I snored, and I was talking to a friend, and I said, oh, my memory. I always worry about my memory. And she said, have you ever been tested for sleep apnea? And I was like, what? And she said, oh yes, that can be something, that could be a sign of sleep apnea. And so I immediately, the next day, called to go in for a sleep study. And sure enough, I did have sleep apnea.
I initially thought that I had a serious illness because I would wake up exhausted every single morning. I was started out with 1 nap, and then I ended up doing 2 naps a day. And I seriously thought there's something seriously wrong with me.
How many times were you stopping breathing in the night? I mean, like for myself, it was 70 times an hour. That's a lot of sleep interruption.
We had no idea.
Yeah, we had no idea why I was so tired the night. I'd be sitting at a traffic light and fall asleep.
That's so scary.
That's how bad it is.
Not to mention the heart,
Yeah, not to mention that your oxygen's dropping down. My oxygen level dropped under 80% twice in an evening. That is not good. That's not good for you,
right,
in any way, shape, or form.
Prior to knowing that I had sleep apnea, I was becoming tired. And I blamed that on menopause and my age and anything else that was going on. I was in denial about needing any kind of appliance. And then once I was educated on the severity of the problems that you can have when you have sleep apnea, then I realized that I needed to do something about it. And I just knew that wearing the machine was not an option for me. That's just not sexy. So I decided that I was going to go ahead and get it taken care of.
Well, I was at another sleep clinic, and they gave me the CPAP machine, and it just was so difficult for me to get used to. In the middle of the night, I'd take it off, and I wouldn't even realize I had taken it off.
There was the option of having a CPAP, and I know how I am, and I'm pretty sure I would wrap myself up in the cords. I don't like, even though I'm not claustrophobic, I don't like the face mask thing. And I just knew that I would not stick with it because it would be so cumbersome for me. I wouldn't use it.
When I was diagnosed with sleep apnea, they started me out on the CPAP machines. And I thought, okay, this is a new modern machine. It's nice and quiet. But inevitably, I would still wake up and my device would be sitting over on my dresser next to me. Wouldn't know how it got there. Wake up with a dry throat, still feeling sleepy.
Called here, it's Katie the next morning, got a live person on the phone. She had an appointment set right away. She was very sympathetic to the fact that I had thrown this mouthpiece away. So that to me was the most amazing part.
Well, when I came to Ohio Sleep Treatment, the minute I walked in the door, I did feel very welcome. Everyone was so friendly, they were so nice. And then when I saw the dentist, he was so compassionate and caring, and I truly felt like I was in good hands.
The initial appointment was within a matter of just days, a couple of days tops, and it was more so fitting around my schedule than it was their schedule because they were ready, and Katie was fantastic. Rob's been fantastic. Dr. Canfield, I've not dealt with a better dentist than Dr. Canfield.
Well, everything has been fabulous. So when I first made my phone call and had a conversation with Rob, I explained to him my situation and what I was trying to avoid, and I was looking for an alternative. He spent a lot of time with me on the telephone and explained everything to me, as well as talked about the pricing structure, and I felt like everything was agreeable, and so I set up an appointment to come in, and everything has been great. Katie at the front desk, all the doctors that I'm working with, they have all been very professional and have just really treated me very well, and we've become friends.
Administratively, they have, they get it figured out for you. So they take all that guesswork out, right up front, how much you're, going to owe. So, and that's a peace of mind as well, because it's not the cheapest thing out there, obviously, but it's worse not doing it, right? So get the sleep study done, especially if you have insurance. The insurance is going to work with these guys, and that's great because they know the ropes. What drew them to us was the fact that they were in the network with our insurance company, but not only that, they knew what our deductible was going to be, or if we had a copay or not, they helped us track down the last sleep treatment, the last sleep study, so he was within the time frame, so he didn't have to have another one done, but he could have had to have another one done. If that was the case, we were ready for that too, but they figured all that out for us, so that was great.
The staff has been awesome. The doctors have been amazing as well. What stood out was that everybody smiled and laughed, and it was just a very good energy feel to the entire practice.
I came in, Katie and Rob were very friendly and personable, and when you're coming in and talking about something like snoring, it's not, it's sort of embarrassing, but they were very compassionate and had a lot of empathy, and they kept telling me things will be great, and it has been.
They've been very good at their follow-up. When Katie calls, I know exactly, she's either calling to check on me or to set up an appointment for me to come in and get checked on for my appliance and make sure everything's well. And it's just been a really great experience.
They were so conscientious, Katie and Rob, about calling literally every 10 to 14 days to see how everything was going. I never had any issues. I didn't have any pain. I didn't have any discomfort. They would just call and have me turn it up a notch, and it worked out perfectly. I was so impressed that they were calling as frequently as they did to make sure everything was going smoothly.
Love the new technique for the mouthpiece fitting.
Oh, so much better.
So much better than the old, basically plaster of Paris type setting that you used to have to go through, and you bite down and you gag and so forth and so on. Now with the new technology that they have here at Ohio Sleep Treatment, the process was, oh my gosh, so much quicker, so much easier, very painless.
My mouth appliance has been so nice. I have not gone one day without sleeping with that, because I do feel comfortable with it in. It's very comforting to me, and I love the fact that I'm not snoring.
It was very easy transitioning into the appliance, and now I don't even know that I have it in. And pop it in before I go to sleep and pop them out when I wake up, and it's very easy.
As far as our sleeping arrangements are concerned, I'm not snoring like a chainsaw anymore, which makes my husband happy, and he's not waking up to my snoring every night. And then again, the energy has completely changed in my life, and I have energy to live.
It feels so good now when he would say, "You don't snore at all, I don't hear one thing," and it actually helps him sleep better because I'm not snoring. So that's been wonderful.
Allowed for us to be able to sleep deeper through the evening without me disturbing her, without disturbing myself. Improve the energy level, the thought process, your mind, just your clarity the next day, which obviously allows you to focus better on what someone else is trying to say, have conversations without falling asleep, sit and watch a movie with someone without falling asleep. So the oral appliance is a lifesaver in my opinion.
And lo and behold, after the very first night that I had it in my mouth, the next morning I did not wake up tired, and I got goosebumps from it. Wow. I literally, no naps that whole day. And so from here, since that point, I have had 0 of waking up exhausted, and I have not been taking any naps. And that all started from day 1.
Katie and Dr. Canfield, the whole process has been just fantastic and phenomenal. And I mean, I would recommend Ohio Sleep Treatment to anybody that's got sleep apnea, dealing with CPAP, hasn't explored the other options of what is there other than CPAP. By any stretch of the imagination, I would encourage them to come see these guys for an oral device.
I feel fantastic. And I'm only doing this interview because people need to know that there are options for you out there besides CPAP. And it is life-changing. Listen to what the doctors are saying. It is life-changing. So trust me, please, and know that it will change your life.
Well, I have already started recommending Ohio Sleep Treatment to my sister, to my friends, to my nephew, because a lot of people suffer from sleep apnea and they can't really deal with the whole CPAP. It's amazing how many people I have spoken to that had the same experiences as I did with that. And so I let them know that the mouth appliance has just been so much more comfortable and so much easier for me.
Well, I just think that there's an alternative if it fits in what your treatment should be. That nobody wants to be tethered to that machine. I certainly didn't want to be, and so they offered me the alternative, and I was very happy about that.
Sleep apnea can create so many problems, and it's something that's so easily fixed. Without a doubt, I mean, you need, whether you choose the device or you choose the CPAP machine, doesn't matter. The bottom line is you need to be checked.
Right.
In Ohio Sleep Treatment, I mean, they're going to provide you all the options through whether it be a CPAP machine or an oral device. They're going to get you your sleep study done to know where you're sitting.
I really think it's important that if you have a sleep apnea issue, if you know that CPAP's not a good option for you either, that you give Ohio Sleep Treatment a try. It's a very minimal device that's in your mouth. And I thought it was going to be a little weird. Of course, it's going to be weird the first couple of nights. That's just getting used to it. But after that, easy breezy and no big masks and cords and everything. So I say give it a shot, because what else do you have to lose other than feeling better?
I would definitely recommend an oral appliance over a CPAP machine because it is so much simpler, so much easier. You don't have to worry about distilled water and washing all the tubes, and this is just so quick and easy to travel with. So I would recommend it to everyone. And like I said, I would recommend Ohio Sleep Treatment to everyone because I don't think you will find a friendlier, more caring office or organization.
I would say do as much research as you can and trust Ohio Sleep Treatment and the doctors. They know what they're doing, they're professionals, and they will set you up with an appliance. They'll work with you until you get used to it, and it will be the best sleep of your life. I just think that you need to do what it takes because sleep apnea is very serious.
It's a very unique device, very easy to work with. This is just the storage, but it's a two-piece device. It's not real bulky, not real invasive. This part reminds me of when I played football. It reminds me of the mouthpiece that I wore. Don't boil it in hot water though. It's not that kind of mouthpiece, and it's very easy to go in. I mean, it's a two-piece system. The pieces on the side adjust so that you get your mouth to the proper position, and it just slides right in.
Of course, then I can make fun of how he talks.
Right, because then you do talk a little funny, but
Like when you had braces.
it's quite all right. And it's really easy to take out, and it's the easiest thing to clean, easiest thing to take care of. So much easier than a CPAP machine. I would definitely encourage you, come and talk to the folks here at Ohio Sleep Treatment. You won't go wrong. It's your life that you'll save.